All right, looks like we're ready to get started. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Alex Rousey. I'm a part of the research team here at Keeping Current Matters, and it's an honor to be here to start your week off with you here on Monday morning. I want to just thank you for being here and being sure to start your week off with the most important topic in real estate. We do this every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and it's our goal to be able to provide you with the research, the facts, and even a few actionable steps to help you be able to get conversations going that are going to be able to drive your business and help people in your community. So I'm really glad to have you here with us today. I want to start by sharing my screen here. And as we've said every single week here, KCM members have access to all of the content we're going to go over today, all of the slides and all of the research that we've put together, including the actionable steps here at the end of this presentation. If you're not a KCM member, please try kcm.com. You'll be able to start a free trial and have access to all of this at your fingertips. It's very easy to get a hold of. If not, you can even take some screenshots during today's presentation. I'll encourage you to do that during a couple of the slides that we have because we have some very powerful visuals that I think will help you communicate with your clients and ultimately get some conversations going that can hopefully lead to some deals down the road for you. Today's topic, what we're going to discuss is new construction. You see the title there, New Homes, New Opportunities, How to Help Buyers in Today's Market. This is something that has been on a lot of people's minds. We've done a lot of research over the past couple of weeks looking at what's going on in the residential construction space. And what I want to do today is I have two objectives. The first is to give you all of the research and facts that we've put together so that you have complete understanding of what's going on with new construction and so that you have the ability to explain what's going on with new construction. Once we finish that, I'm going to give you a couple of actionable steps that you can use so that you can take what we give you here today and immediately engage people in your sphere to hopefully get some conversations going for people that maybe haven't thought about a brand new home, or maybe people that have and would like a little bit more information from you. This is going to be some very, very important stuff that you'll be able to use to get those conversations going and hopefully help those in your community when they're looking to buy or sell a home this spring. As you see there, it's already March 3rd. So we are here at the start of the spring buying season. Things are getting underway. And it's all about finding opportunities for your clients. And so we're looking at the market and we're saying, where can we see an opportunity where you'll be able to help somebody make a decision that's right for them and their family? And this week, one of those avenues to help is through new construction. We're going to get started by taking a look at what happened at the end of last year. So we just got the latest information a couple of weeks ago showing how many homes were built throughout 2024. What you're seeing here is single family housing units completed in thousands every single year going back to 1970. We have the orange bars on the right, which show underbuilding over the past 16, 17 years. And we've got the four red bars there right around 2005 up to 2006, showing the 4 years where there was a record-setting number of single-family homes built. The reason that I want to start with this slide, well, actually I have a couple of reasons. First is to show you with the 2024 number there on the far right, you can see that builders were a little busier last year. And based on the underbuilding that's taken place in our country over the past 15 plus years, that's a good thing. That's something that we've needed, that your buyers have been needing. Existing home inventory has been low for the past couple of years. And so builders being able to work towards catching up is a great thing for the market and a great thing for your buyers. Another reason why I want to start with this is because what we're going to go over here in just a minute is the fact that inventory is up and there are a lot of newly built homes available to choose from right now. And in fact, there are so many that it's the most since 2009. And whenever you bring up anything related to 2008, 2009, that sends up a red flag for a lot of people that are in the market. thinking about when the housing market crashed in 2008. I show you this to show that last year, even with a slight increase in the number of homes built over the year prior, builders were still far less active than they were in those tumultuous years where overbuilding was rampant leading up to the housing market crash in 2008. So the fact that we have a lot of inventory right now is a good thing. It's not a sign of overbuilding. It's more a sign of lack of demand, tough affordability, and really just buyers that have pent up demand and haven't been able to enter the market yet because mortgage rates are too high and prices are too high. But what that means is there is an opportunity for your buyers. And Odetta Cushy explains the opportunity perfectly. This is what she said in relation to getting the 2024 numbers coming in over a couple weeks ago. She said, this means more homes on the market and more options for home buyers, which is good news for a housing market that has been underbuilt for over a decade. That is the key message here. That's the takeaway for your buyers in a nutshell. When you're taking this information out and you're having conversations with people in your community, family, and friends, and they're saying, "Hey, is are builders overdoing it?" I've seen their comparisons to 2009 out there. No, there are just more inventory, more options. That is a good thing for buyers in a market where inventory has been low for a couple of years. That's the opportunity that we really want to talk to them about over the next week. We can break it down further and look at just how inventory has changed over the past year. What you're seeing here is that obviously new home inventory is on the rise. This shows the seasonally adjusted annual rate of all new residential construction going back over the past year, according to the census. This includes single-family homes as well as townhomes and condos. It's important to include those when we're considering, how we're talking to buyers right now entering the spring, because we know affordability is tight and townhomes and condos are generally lower priced than single family homes. So including them in here and showing that overall new inventory is on the rise lets them know that not only do I have more choices in the single family home area if I'm able to afford that, but I also have more choices with townhomes and condos that are going to be generally at a lower price point, which is something that everybody is looking for going into the spring, knowing that affordability is so tough and rates are still up 6.5%, 7%. So being able to include all that in here and seeing that month over month, year over year, inventory is up, it's a great thing because buyers are going to have more choice when they look at the market right now. But they're only going to have more choice if they're actually considering newly built homes. For a lot of people, there's this mindset that new construction is a relatively small portion of the market. Especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you might kind of think that newly built homes are going to be more expensive, out of your price range, not something really that's on your radar unless maybe you're a move-up buyer. But that's not necessarily the case. And the next slide is one that I really want you to focus on and take a picture of here, because this is the reason why it's so important that you talk with buyers this week about newly built homes. As a percentage of all the homes available for sale in this country right now, new builds take up about a third of all available inventory. So for anybody who is writing off new construction for whatever reason, they feel it's too expensive, it's something they're just simply not interested in, they don't see a lot of options in their particular area. If you're not including this in your search as a buyer, you're immediately eliminating a third of what's out there. That's a problem, given the fact that inventory is still relatively low, affordability is tight, buyers are not in a position to just be ruling out anything right away. And historically, new construction makes up around 13% of the market. So the fact that it's up to a third of the market right now nationally is a very big deal. And it's something that is important for you to get out there and let your buyers know that, hey, we need to take a look at this. We need to do our due diligence and at least see what our options are. Because if we don't, we're just eliminating a third of the market right off the bat, which isn't going to be great for anybody. We can also break it down regionally. I've been talking nationally, and obviously, new construction is a relatively big deal right now nationally, but it's more important in certain areas than others. This is a look at information from the census, and it shows where builders are building. It's broken down, the country is broken down into four regions: the Northeast, the Midwest, the South, and the West. And what jumps right off the screen is that builders are definitely far more active in the South and also in the West than they are in the Northeast and the Midwest. That's been the case for a couple of years now. The South has been particularly active for home builders. So if you're someone who's operating in the South or the West, this message is going to be even more important. Where I said that it makes up new construction makes up a third of all available inventory nationally. If you're in the South or the West, there's a good chance that that's going to be an even higher percentage. Still, there is building going on in the Northeast and the Midwest. I don't want to, just strike out half of the agents on this presentation right now and say it's not something you need to concern yourself with. It still is a relatively large portion of what's available, historically speaking. But in the South and the West, it's going to be an even bigger deal. So across the country, buyers have more newly built options, and that's obviously a good thing when you're just considering choice from a buyer's perspective. But it does a couple of things that are advantageous for a buyer that I want to go over. This is information from the National Association of Home Builders for February. What you see here is in February, 26% of builders cut home prices, with an average price reduction of about 5%. And nearly 60% of builders are using sales incentives. This is another one you're going to want to take a screenshot of, another one you want to commit to memory as you're talking to people this week, because having more choices is good just at surface level, but it does a couple of things. It causes builders to lower their prices a little bit more. It causes builders to want to use sales incentives a little bit more because they have a surplus of available inventory right now. That's why this is an opportunity for buyers. Builders have choices. They have homes that they are really, really trying to sell, and they're breaking out all the stops, including occasionally lowering prices, and in most cases, using sales incentives. Let's break each of those down a little bit, because when supply is up, that puts downward pressure on prices. And that is what causes builders to take this action that's to the benefit of your buyers. First, I want to start by just looking at price. What you can see here is that in January, according to the census, over 40% of all new home sales were at a price range below $400,000. That is incredibly noteworthy because the median price of a new home in America right now is over $500,000. So you've got 4 in 10 of these sales taking place under $400,000. To me, that says two things that are really important to understand. First, builders are building homes in the lower price bracket. You can't have these sales without the options out there. And so the fact that they are recognizing that affordability is tight, recognizing that these are the homes that buyers are looking for, they're putting them out there at a lower price point, and that's what's contributing to a larger number of sales there. Now, generally, that means smaller homes. Remember, a few slides ago, we included townhomes and condos. That fits in here as well. But that is what people need, generally speaking, in the market right now. It also shows that that's obviously what buyers are looking for. If the largest chunk of sales are taking place under $400,000, that's what buyers are looking for, and it matches up with what builders are producing. That is the opportunity. It's across the board, but particularly in the lower price bracket. Related to that, and something I mentioned earlier was first-time home buyers potentially not considering a brand new home when they're getting started with their home search. I know that's a mindset that I've had in the past. I have friends that haven't even thought about a new home because they're sure it's far more expensive than an existing home. But what we've seen recently, very interesting here from Joel Kahn at MBA. The FHA share of new home financing continued to increase, accounting for a little more than 30% of applications, the highest share in the history of the survey. A large portion of FHA purchase loans go to first-time home buyers. So let's break that down. 30% of brand new construction mortgage applications last week used FHA loans. FHA loans are most commonly used by first-time home buyers. Most of you probably know this. They can be had with a smaller down payment. They really help people get into a home at a lower price point. And the fact that the highest share in the history of MBA's survey of people that are using mortgage applications are using FHA loans to purchase brand new construction, that's a light bulb moment for me when I saw it, because it means that more than ever before, first-time home buyers are taking a look at new construction. If the people that you know are interested in buying a home for the first time this year, maybe they've been putting off that decision for the past couple of years, especially with mortgage rates up. This is important information for them because an FHA loan is going to allow them to get a home potentially with a lower down payment, and it's going to make home ownership more achievable. That's especially important if that's something that's been their goal this year and it's something they haven't been able to achieve in the past year. And it can be used for this large number of newly built homes that are out there. In addition to that, something else that kind of fits in with the first-time home buyer message is taking a look at how the prices of brand new homes have changed over the past year. This is information that we're able to get each month from Zonda, which is a leading resource for anything new construction. And what they've done is they took a look at the year-over-year price change, January 2024 to January 2025, for all newly built homes. But what they did is they broke them out into entry-level homes, move-up homes, and high-end homes. Now, for reference, according to Zonda, entry-level homes are homes that are generally around $300,000, maybe a little bit more. Move-up homes are close to about $500,000, $525,000. And then high-end homes are those that are over $900,000, approaching $1 million. Obviously, that varies a lot from market to market, but nationally speaking, that is the general three buckets for new construction prices. You'll notice a few things of what's happened with the prices of each of those segments over the past year. First off, none of them have gone up a lot over the past year. When you consider that typical home price appreciation for an existing home in a year is maybe 3 or 4%, the largest increase over the past year is with the high-end new construction homes, and it's only been a 1.2% increase. Move-up homes, mostly flat over the past year, just up 3%. And then obviously the most exciting part of this, the reason why you would care to share this visual, is that entry-level homes, those that are around $300,000 on average, the prices have actually come down a little bit year over year. It's only 0.5%, but when prices of everything have been rising tremendously over the past couple of years, seeing that the least expensive homes have actually gotten less expensive over the past year is a big deal. And it's something that you're going to want to share, particularly with those that are shopping in that lower price point. Again, maybe we're talking about first-time home buyers, but anybody who is concerned about where mortgage rates are or just generally needs a home at a lower price point, seeing that the prices have not only not gone up, but come down just a slight bit over the past year is very encouraging news that anyone who's getting excited for the spring market is going to want to understand and want to see. And that's going to be very exciting and potentially spur some activity when you have conversations about this. So we talked about prices a little bit. We also wanted to talk about incentives. So builders have a lot of newly built homes available for sale right now, and they are doing everything they can to move those homes, to sell those homes. That is why it's such an opportunity for buyers to look into right now. And what the primary way that builders are doing that, aside from lowering prices in some situations, is sales incentives. Again, this data here is from Zonda, and it shows the value of sales incentives offered by builders over time. Goes back to May of 2022 up to just January. And what you're seeing here is that the blue line are the percentage of sales price that the incentive is going for quick move-in homes. So these are homes that builders have already completed in a community, not built to anyone in particular specifications, but are ready to move in right away. The green line is incentives for to-be-built new homes. And you can see they follow a very similar trend. Starting at the midpoint of 2022, you'll recall that's when mortgage rates really started to shoot up from 3 and 4% up towards 6, 7%. And that is when builders, much like everybody in housing, saw sales really start to slow down. Builders started to use incentives more and more at that time, and the value of the sales incentives that they were offering increased. So back in May of 2022, your average sales incentive would be 1.2% of the sales price of the home, which is something. It's certainly helpful. But to see how that has changed over time, and now the average sales incentive is worth close to 3.5% of the sales price, that is really something to pay attention to if you're a buyer, because not only are inventory up, you have more choices. In some cases, prices have come down a little bit, or in most cases, they're generally been pretty flat. And now on top of that, a builder is offering me an incentive that's 3.5% of that sales price. That's a lot of things going in the right direction for any of your buyers this spring that are considering potentially a brand new home. What do we mean by sales incentives? It's not always the same thing from builder to builder. This is information from John Burns, and it shows which incentives are most commonly being offered by builders today. They do this survey each year. This one was conducted around the midpoint of last year. So there'll be another one here in a few months. But what you can see is far and away the most common, 26% of builders offering rate locks, buy downs, or below market originations. Second, closing costs, helping with closing costs. Remember, up to an average of 3.5% of the sales price in closing costs. It's a big deal. In some cases, it's been as high as 10 or 11% of the sales price. Price cuts on an inventory homes, think those quick move-in homes we talked about, 17%. You can read the rest here. But the big takeaway is that builders are increasingly getting creative to try to make buying their homes less expensive. They're doing what they can to make a brand new home a better deal for buyers. That is something that anyone who is working with you needs to know going into this market. So inventory is up. Buyers have more choices. That means not only just more choices in general, but they could find something that is specific to their needs. Maybe you're talking about a young couple, maybe a older family who's trying to downsize, whatever it may be. Just more choices means more variety, better chance of finding something that is right for you. We've talked about prices being close to flat, up a little bit year over year for the higher end new construction homes, but down a little bit year over year for those lower priced homes. And then nearly 60% of builders offering incentives up to 3.5, on average, 3.5% of the sales price. That is very, very compelling. Now that you understand all that, now you understand new construction inventory prices, incentives, you have this information at your fingertips. It's one thing to understand it and even to be able to explain it, but you have to be able to put this out there in a way that is going to start some conversations. How can you do that? We've got two very simple steps that are going to help you engage with those in your sphere and help them understand that new construction is something that has got to be on their radar this spring. First, we got a Real Talk script today. I want you to record and share today's Real Talk script. And it is not all the same information that we just went over. It's about the pros and cons of buying a new build. This is incredibly important because a brand new home is not going to be right for everybody. And it's not your goal to go out there and just sell the good news. It's your goal to be the trusted advisor that is going to lay it all out there for your clients so that they can make an informed, educated, and confident decision about what they're going to do with their home search this spring. And that means understanding both sides of the coin. You have to understand the pros. Obviously, brand new homes have less maintenance and everything's brand new, tons of great benefits, but there are some drawbacks, and it's going to be a deal breaker for some people. Some people are dead set on having historic charm and character that they're not going to be able to get in a new home. And for those people, it's important to understand the pros and cons so that they're making the right choice for them. So by putting this out there, you're actually showing that they can trust you, that you can give them all the information to help them make the decision that's right for them, and that you care. You care about helping these people in your community do what's right for them and their family. Maybe it's a brand new home, maybe it's not. Additionally, what I want you to do is we've got one text. Last time I was up here, I gave you about 3 or 4 different texts to look at, and you can take your pick. We're making it even simpler this time. One text message for you to send out, and I want you to be targeted with who you send it to. Like we just said a minute ago, brand new construction is not going to be for everybody, but it is going to be for anyone who is ready to buy right now, that is open to a brand new build, including first-time home buyers that you know. This is something that you have to focus on right now with a little bit of urgency, putting this text message out there, because the opportunity that we're discussing is based on what's available right now. The future of new construction, how builders will respond throughout the year, different economic policies that could have an impact on what builders do. Nobody knows. But what we know is that there is inventory and sales incentives to be had right now. So anybody who you know is already starting their home search and who is ready to go, these are the people that you want to target with this message. Additionally, what you're doing is you're showing them the importance of working with you when they're looking at these brand new homes. It's easy for anybody these days to just go into a model home. A builder will happily sell you a home without the help of a real estate agent. But by showing with this text message that you are looking out for people, that you have them in mind, that you're seeing what's available in your area, and that you want to actually notify these people that you have targeted, that you know might be interested in this, shows that you have their best interest at heart. I happened to buy a brand new home a few years ago and used my real estate agent, who's a good friend of mine, and it was invaluable. He was able to let me know reputation of certain builders in our area, ones that he would push me towards or away from. He was there for every single inspection, every single meeting I had with a builder, giving me advice on what people commonly do. I had never bought a brand new home before. This is the type of value that you offer to your clients so that they understand, hey, not only am I interested in a brand new home, but by having my trusted advisor by my side, I'm going to be looking at the best brand new homes for me and making sure that I'm maximizing the deal that I could possibly get and getting what's right for me and my family. That's how you explain your value to anyone that you're working with and show them that, hey, working with me throughout this process is going to be a benefit to you. Now, what I want to do is kind of wrap it up with this. This is a slide that I've shared before. You have to go out and you have to do something with all this content that we've given you today, all this research. Hopefully it was clear. Hopefully it was simple enough that everyone has a pretty good understanding of what's going on with new construction right now. But if you don't use it to engage with people and get some conversations started, it's lost. It doesn't help anybody. And ultimately, you're trying to do 2 things. You're trying to help people in your community so that they can make the right choice for them and their family this year. and you're trying to drive your business forward. Both of those are accomplished the same way, by starting some conversations, and a few of them may end up in contracts. Maybe by sharing this information with somebody they hadn't considered a brand new build before, they go out with you, they take a look at a few homes, and hey, maybe that's right for them this year. That's good for you. That's good for them. And it all starts by you having a conversation and engaging with them and letting them know all this great information that maybe they're not aware of. Why would they be? You're the market expert. You're the one who's been paying attention to what's going on in the real estate market more than anybody else in your area. You're the one who can bring this to light for them and hopefully help them in a way that nobody else can. So we'll end it as we always do. Here at Keeping Current Matters, what we're focused on is the fact that most agents know what's happening. Good agents understand what's happening, but only great agents can explain what's happening. And I'll take it a step further. Only great agents will explain what's happening. If you're here on the deep dive with us today, you are a great agent. I'm sure of it. And hopefully you can use this information not only to have the ability to explain what's happening, but to actually get out there and do so. Because that's how you're going to help people. That's how you're going to get your job done and drive your business forward. And ultimately, that's what we're here to do. That's why you're on this presentation this morning. And hopefully the information that we've provided will help you to be able to do that. So I want to wrap it up here and just say thank you again. That's all we have for today. I appreciate your time this morning. I hope it was valuable for you. It's been a lot of fun for me. And we'll be back here next Monday, just as we are every Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll bring you the most important topic of the week, and we look forward to seeing you then. So until then, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.